What's going on? It's your host Train, and we're back on another Sunday at the Transition Talk Show. Today, man, I got a good guest with me, the legendary coach, track and field, football, Coach Fly. What's going on, Coach Fly?
Say, man, hey, I'm impressed. I'm thankful and grateful to be here, and especially for the invite. But just so you know, I'm on the other side of this thing, and I had to catch myself when she said we're live, and and right about that, I was about to say, I ain't gonna say it's your show, but I'm just saying what you say. We're live on the platform, and I almost went there. So
Yeah,
I'm learning something today, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead. Uh,
I
I'm glad
mean,
to be here.
it's actually good to take the time out and have that reversal role. You know, uh, I've been on your show a few times.
Yes.
You know, and for me, it's not even trying to give back, but it's actually doing what the show is actually about, transitions. And you just a person that has lived a lifetime, of helping people in their transitions.
Wow.
And man, so that was the main reason why it brought you home, because man, this is something that you have history in doing. Like a lot of coaches don't get that pat on the back or that accolade for not just being a coach, but actually being that mentor, that person that stuck with these kids past, when they had them in they care, you know.
Well, you know that to hear that, I'm humbled, man. I'm very humbled. You all created, you all, when I say you all, I'm talking about all the young men, the young ladies that that are now grown men, grown women with families. Y'all created me because it wasn't a planned situation. It wasn't like we're gonna do it like this. It what occurred, and to hear what you're saying is I felt it even in the situation on which I know I let you get into it on this past Thursday up in Lincoln, man, and I got a chance to see basically, and I'm talking about this particular set of crew, not to exclude anybody, but that crew that was always basically together at one time.
Right.
Thursday up in Lincoln, and I did miss Lil C, Corey White, Bullock showed up, and it's just like there all you all were, man, and it was we made it I'm gonna say a joyous memorial celebration.
Right. Right.
A couple of folks almost, maybe three folks almost lost it, but some kind of way God gathered it back together, and we were able to just speak on a lot of fun stuff.
Right. Right.
And but to be there in the presence and some young men, such as yourself, that all spoke, but then it even to me it kind of shifted outside to me
Hmm.
from the different all of you all that coach, and then it just, man, I was humbled, man. Then and I'm gonna call his name Jason Harris. Say, Coach, I just want to hand you your flowers right now. He said some things I've been wanting to say to you,
Hmm.
and he said it, man. And people probably thought I had tears because I just walked out of the gymnasium. That's another story, man.
But I mean, it's one thing about it, coach, is that you one person who I could say, um, you just seen a person who do something like it's just a part of waking up. It's like it's not a job. It's just you. You know what I mean?
Was it you that told me maybe last week or weeks? You said, Coach, it's not what you just said. It's not a job. It's you.
Yeah,
He said, because a lot of them coaches, what you said, they retired.
yeah. You can never retire.
So it was you.
Yeah,
It was you.
yeah. It was me, man. It's like you know, for somebody like a lot of people don't know the relationship that we have.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And in the ways that you have helped me, uh, really like within the last probably about like almost 5 years, like straight. And someone that's mentored me and placed me in situations around other people to allow me to be able to grow more, within myself. Taking me out of the regular surroundings and placing me around others, and people who work within their humanitarian, efforts in life, So it's like to see it firsthand, not just in school with children, you know what I mean, but outside, and then being able just like with Mary and Barbara,
Wow.
taking someone in and doing the caretake, not just so much about trying to physically get a person in condition, but then you even did it in a position to where to get a person to try to help a person to get mentally in condition.
And see, the thing about it, like I know wasn't no cameras behind us. It was, people never know what, and it didn't come with certain hours either, because it could be 9 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning, for sure 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Then he called, either he called or he didn't call. I'm calling because I've been here. I mean, you sure right, man.
yeah,
When I think of the month of June, I know God is undefeated, doesn't make any mistakes.
I mean, with all the people who you done had an opportunity, to be able to work with, to be able to coach and be able to guide. We're gonna go to a quick video and then come back and see what actually got you involved, what made you want to become a coach. We'll be right back.
You are the beat of my heart. Good vibes and energy you bring around, girl. I love every single thing about you. You know of your body and a fling around, girl. You definitely need a king around, yeah. The meditation and the mood is right. While we wanna split flight over eyesights on the moonlight. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. Right there is where you belong. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. I'll keep you warm in my arms. Beautiful Mother Earth, with the yaffy plant peace. Nature take over, she say she gon' breathe with it. Oxygen we come off of the leaves. Fire and water balance with the wind. Forward up of the yard and she say she not live. She never ever feel any love like this before. The more we massage her feet, keep her mind at ease. Oh yeah, you are the very best. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. Right there is where you belong. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. I'll keep you warm in my arms. Wanna love you forever. This is not a one-night stand thing. Flow like the river. So we are gonna have an understanding. Let's stick together. We got to keep corresponding with all the blessings they are flowing in life for us. So we gonna be outstanding. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. Right there is where you belong. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. I'll keep you warm in my arms. Good vibes and energy you bring around, girl. I love every single thing about you. You know of your body and a fling around, girl. You definitely need a king around. Oh yeah, you are the very best. It's just love, baby. Oh, my lady, it's on tonight. Right there is where you belong. It's just love, baby.
When you light up, yeah, lights all over.
All right, we back on another Sunday, man. Here with Coach Fly. Before we left, Coach, man, you know I told you we're gonna see what really actually made you start coaching. Like what was that? You know, like being somebody for one, knowing that you was a person who played sports and you went out to school, you could have did anything. But what made you do coaching, and especially knowing that it wasn't something that paid good?
Man, you know what? Growing up from where we from, South Dallas, Bonton area. At that time in life, be it a teacher, a doctor, police officer, fireman, they got big respect. And a minister, pastors, they got big respect in the community. And even at H.S. Thompson, Mr. Scruggs, Mr. Parrish, Percy Anson, Coach Creighton, my guy, Lincoln, Coach Fred Allen, Coach James Jones, Coach Howard Sneed, and I'm talking about mainly. And the thing about it, every one of these guys I just named, may they all rest in peace. Every one of them. But they was, whatever they saw in you, they let you perform it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go out and do it. They would come down. We'd be it on Rochester Park or Blue Lake. We down there playing Sandlot. We play Sandlot. Somebody's church parking lot or in the street. They'll roll up on you and watch. I ain't talking about school time. And watch. And I think that helped them position you when we came to school. And cause Sandlot made you.
Yeah.
So then I'm just gonna jump all the way over to Lincoln High School. So I had come home. I had a couple of workouts, man, Canadian workouts. I had a real nice career, high school career, football and track. Yes, I did. I set the tone for myself, even at that size. I just did. But I had tore up a knee, and I came home, and I was volunteer. Coach Allen had me to come up to Lincoln High School. And he told me he had a youngster that reminded him so much of me by the name of Bobby Johnson. Not knowing at that time that his brother, because last name didn't jive, Keith Gibson, was a year behind me, was cold.
Mm-hmm.
Found out that it was his little brother later. And he just said, this guy reminded me so much of you, man, da-da-da-da. So I came up, man, and, just stayed around because I would always come back home in the summer and, go to pub, mess with the little league football team.
Right.
Tornado was still going on then. And then, and Bobby was just so upset because they cut him his freshman year because he probably made that time might have been 5'2", 128 to be exact, 128 pounds.
Right.
Well, just allow me to jump over all that right now. Bobby ended up being state champion 2 years in a row in 100 meters and on the football, won the state. He was all-state football, basketball, and track. That same guy. He probably got to 5'6", I'm gonna give him 150. That's giving it to him. But I'm just saying the same guy.
Right.
So you can't. But we had them kind of coaches that didn't look over you. You easy say, look at his size, look at that. They were looking at your skill set. So with that being said, so I was out there with Coach Allen for 2 years for free. And he said, why you won't get into school? I said, yeah, I get paid once a month, man. He said, you might have 2 years for free. And that was the start.
Wow.
Only time I went downtown, I had to sign some forms. Because, everything hadn't got the way it is now with the computer. But everything else was already worked out. But it was a freeze on hiring coaches. So Coach Allen said, we gotta come up with a plan. Because they're not hiring outside the district, they're hiring inside the district. Well, I didn't understand any of that then. Even my mom was administrator downtown. She used to teach at Pearl City, and she went downtown administration staff. It was a freeze. He said, Coach, we're going to have to get you. He said, I know how to get you in the district. You just told me it's a freeze. He said, no, we're going to get you in as a custodian. I'm not going to be. He said, Coach, listen to what I'm saying. we're gonna get you in as a, because I didn't have the answers. You know what I'm saying? I did not. He said, we're gonna get you in, and then we're gonna transfer you, and that's what happened.
Hmm.
So you see, knowing somebody
Yeah.
on the inside, see now you're able to transfer it and get that position.
Yeah.
And they started me out at Pearl C. Anderson.
Yeah.
And I was the assistant football coach and head track coach. And the rest they started following. So then they were like, we need to get Wilbur Williams was the principal over there. He said, we need to get somebody in this school that's gonna be able to handle these kids and but understand them. So, for the teachers that didn't know Russell Flannigan, so I wasn't even coach fly at that time. I would just fly. So most of the kids at Pearl City, I used to know their mom, dad, uncle, and somebody, so they couldn't call me Russell. A lot of them hadn't gotten Flannigan now yet, so but they knew my nickname. And so Coach Fly got developed. Because Fly happened at Lincoln High School,
Right.
the athlete, and then Coach Fly happened at Pearl C. Anderson, and it started the relationship, man, that obviously was already there. And man, it's people like you and the rest have to tell the story because, like I said, you all made it happen. So, cause y'all gravitated to it. During that time, we can use that board,
Yeah.
and that board corrected a whole lot of things, and they knew that you all knew that you wasn't being misused. See, that even traveled all the way over to Maceo, and that 1 year to Maceo, in the 5 years, was it 5 or 7 at Kimball?
Mm-hmm.
They understood, you know what I'm saying? That board corrected. And when they took prayer out of school, they really just turned it loose, man. But it corrected a lot of stuff with guys such as yourself, because at that time, I'm probably 26. I'm talking about Pearl C. Fight came with it. You know what I'm saying? So, in the question I used to always get from most of the guys such as yourself, my dad said, my uncle say, my mama said, you were coach. I don't believe it. And speaking of that, DQ brought it up the other day at Thursday on the parking lot. He said, Coach, man, you used to put the helmet on, some elbow pad, red elbow, and that was it. And go to work with us, man. And I think that, along with other stuff, was a part of saying, okay. So whatever it was in each of you, and then y'all probably talked to one another, because I know you did. And then they said, then Coach, you will be clean, man. You always clean. You get us clothes to wear.
Yeah.
And so then you were just cool with us, but then you wouldn't let us do what we wanted to do.
You know what? You know what's funny, man? Like, you was like the first coach that I saw in football that dressed like basketball coaches during football.
Wow.
Like, you would come out in suits, like you'll be clean. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, who is this dude? He clean these suits every day. I heard we finna get dirty. You know what I mean? But then you'll go when you hit the field, Coach Fly. You know what I mean? And it was being able to just really see that. Like, you always showed us something that was different. But then you transcended that, and even into other coaches and helping them. You know what I mean? Become more vibrant within themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something that it was. I remember, like, when I graduated, well, that summer, and I came to you. You left and went to Kimball, and we brought our workout packs and everything from Iowa.
Over there.
Yeah.
Over there, yes, sir.
And you were like, man, you looked at it, said, man, throw that down. Come on, get on up out of here. And it was so funny, the shape that we was in, getting ready to go to college. And when we got there, man, it was like our freshmen. I never forget it. It was like freshmen had to come like a whole month before school even started, And we up here working out and training. I'm like, they ran us to death, and it didn't fade us. It didn't do nothing. in the weight room. It didn't bother us. Like we knew, like we already worked that hard like this, and it was like
In the heat.
yeah. So it really didn't. It really, you prepared us in a different way. So I always kept that in mind, and I always stayed around because I knew who actually gave us the extra. You know what I mean? That we needed to actually see. It's a different when you have people coaching you because it helps them, and then they coaching you because it helps you. And you was a coach that helped people because it helped them, not the fact that it helped you.
And then we would just take it on after school. I just keep it going through the summer, man. But I will say, and thank you for those kind words, but I will say that a lot of it came with a whole lot of envy and jealousy, hating.
But that will make a story, though, right?
Yeah, but but I'm just saying when at that time, when you expecting everybody to understand what I thought we was all on the same page, let's get these kids better. Then my history knowing where you all from, I'm just saying now in South Dallas, but the strength of the matter is, even when I went to Oak Cliff, it was the same love that I gave and received. And then you would get folks that, now when I say folks, I'm talking about other coaches. Yeah, I said it. And see, when see, there were haters. There were a few that was pausing. And there was one or two that were just rotten. Okay? Now, the ones that were hating, usually if you think about a hater, first thing they want to say is they say. They say. Now, stick a name to, if you a real hater, put a name on, say, I said. You got what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't say they said. Okay. Them that was pausing, they didn't want to try to be quiet about it. And I'm paraphrasing it. They'll put the pause in a little perfume bottle, cologne bottle,
Make it look good.
make it look good.
Yeah.
But it smell bad.
Yeah.
Pause, but you hiding.
Yeah.
Now them that's rotten, you smell them before you get to it.
Yeah.
It was rotten. Rotten you get rid of.
Yeah.
But here's my deal.
But it's something though about it, Coach, that no matter whatever happens, like we all got a track sheet.
Absolutely.
I don't care what type of life you live in or what type of life you live in. It comes with a track sheet. So when it comes down to coaching, there's just a track sheet that carries. And, I'm going to go to a video real quick, and then we're going to talk about the track sheet.
Okay.
Because it tells a lot, you know what I mean?
No shoulder to lean on. Sometimes I'm better. No shoulder to lean on. Sometimes I'm better.
Cops keep killing us, niggas keep drilling us. You ain't really feeling us, talking like you been with us. Judge keep on tricking us, he wasn't in the field with us. Killer be killed, that's how it is, it get treacherous. Stuck off in the cell, wanna go home, but I can't. Old head told me this home for now, young nigga, but it ain't. I'ma stand on all 10 regardless. Mama made a man who heartless. Think about my daughter, that's what made this little time the hardest. Keep it stitched lip, I ain't never told on no man. You can ask the plug from day one. I ain't never switched roles, man. I was on that road, man. CO yelling cuff up, black box on my wrist, shit. I can't even touch nothing. Tryna call baby, she ain't answer, so it's fuck her. Shoulda never trust her. She fucking with them busters, no rhymes, just a pen and pad. Hoping that I look up. 10 years of probation, ain't hoping that I fuck up.
No shoulder to lean on. Sometimes I'm better.
Thinking about mud and brisk, never thought it'd come to this. We should be at the club popping bottles trying to fuck a bitch. I got all these bricks, but that don't mean shit without the click. I gotta take a sip every time I think about your kids. Seen Jaden at the store, don't know me, but he know my name. I talk to Unc every day, but still don't even know his pain. Veronica only son gone, I know it's driving her insane. She told me watch these niggas, cause these niggas ain't what they claim. I cried 100 nights for Briss. He told me put my heart in this. How you kill Bob, bitch, even if you started it. They ain't give a shit, so she still on my target list. Get them all by myself, you don't want no parts of this. 7th grade, I lost my granny, you don't even understand me. Mama don't fuck with the family, it's too much, Papa's Annie. Having dreams about a mansion, more kids, I'm expanding. Get on stage and win a Grammy, hoping that they don't blame me. Catch me lacking, then they will, so I gotta stay with the steel. Still in the booth, still out here trying to get a meal. Still in the trenches, trapping still, I'm on the block for real. I feel like Biggie when P. Diddy was trying to get that deal, nigga.
Hey, it's your favorite artist, Coley Rodriguez. Make sure you tune into the Trainsition Talk Show every Sunday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. live on YouTube as they play some of my latest tracks off of my new album, Heartfelt, Volume Number 1, that's out now on all streaming platforms.
I know you want me. When you light up.
Man, a big shout out to my boy Bo Montana, Big Bo Montana out there in Idlebill, Oklahoma, man.
Idlebill.
Yeah, you know, get around.
Yeah, Idlebill.
But just like I was saying before, you had went out to coach, like, you know, when it comes down to this, to coaching, right? You know, the track sheet is not built off of accolades. You know what I mean? Because it takes those individuals who you're coaching in order for anything to happen. So the accolades can't be what the track sheet is. The track sheet actually is something that stays with you, that allows you to do or say who you are, right?
Okay.
So if you look at accolades, which wouldn't be good for Dallas. What do I mean? You've been a Dallas coach, you know what I mean, predominantly forever. But where are the accolades outside of within the city until recent? So it's not the accolades, it's the track sheet. And the track sheet shows that you was a person, or you are a person who has been consistent with coaching, with mentoring from high school, middle school, high school, collegiate, and professional to this day. I'm a witness. You know, like, I get an opportunity to see you not only with up and coming stars, but I get to see you with stars.
Wow.
And it's not in what a lot of people wouldn't know is just like right now. Is the normal talks. Is being able to share life. Is being able to go out and free self from life.
Because we're not always talking sports when we talk, you right?
Right. So the track sheet is different, which allow you to be able to be a different type of coach, because some coaches is for the institute, and then there's coaches that's for the athletes. And you was one that was actually for the athlete, not for the institutes. So it's kind of good when you have a coach that wasn't, you know, all about the school and what it would bring the staff or the school, but what it actually did for the child.
For youngsters, yeah.
You know, like, I know it's been children that, you know, you literally took them on a trip to college.
Had to do it.
I know that you was actually from beginning to end to help children get into college when COVID hit, they wasn't able to go to school.
We had to lock and load. You know, B.J. Ward called me one day last week and was, you know, asking about Fitzgerald. And he said, Coach, man, I heard you still training, man. You know, he done left him, went to FAMU, Baltimore Ravens, Oakland Raiders. And he said, Coach, you out in this heat? I said, yeah, I got to get it, man, trying to help them kids. He said, Coach, and these were BJ words. He said, Coach Black, you still gangster for putting it in. He said, Coach, it's over 100 degrees. I said, man, you got to help them, man, because they got to put the equipment on, man. And speaking of, all them young men that left school last week because they had to report back.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's what you do. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the thing that makes it genuine. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like I can say, hey, man, what's up, Fly? But it's Coach Fly out of respect.
Man, never have been disrespectful, man. And that's what I'm getting. Even if I mention, even when I coached with Coach Jones over at Kimball, I would never say nothing but Coach Jones. When other coaches say James like that, it's just a respect factor, man. It never changed, and it never changed. You know what I'm saying? Coach out. It's just whoever coached me gonna always be coach. It's not a first name basis. I know they have a first name, but we've gotten away from loyalty and respect. It's so simple, man. Just hang in there. As long as you possess it, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, you all actually made coaches fly. And what I'm saying by that, we know God had control of all this, but it's whatever you all saw or believed in, what I help you to vision. Y'all made it happen because y'all stuck around and you're still around, and now y'all can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't make it if y'all ain't around.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, man, then to be able to see something go that you, and I'm still here, which I never would have thought of. You know, and I'm going back to Thursday because that's the last time that we got together, and I mean, as a group, even though it was a homegoing celebration. But I got to see so many of y'all together at one time.
So just like, let's just take this in a coaching. Let's just take this in a coaching aspect, right, on what you're saying, because you have had you coached so many, but then there are those strong connections, right?
Yes.
And you had to deal with a lot of athletes passing.
Yeah.
And continue to go on in this, like, when you at a time where you could have retired, when you could have just went off and just went fishing all the time, and just did fly. What is it, that, or how do you keep yourself in condition to be able to go through this, knowing that we do grow up and life does hit different, and you out, let's say for better terms, outlive some of those who you train?
And I was sharing with you earlier. Someone told me that they said, Coach Fly, you built for this. I said, nah. They said, yes, yeah. They said, because God wouldn't have you going through it and taking you to it if you wasn't built for it. I said, then I'm not prepared for it. He said, well, nobody's prepared. So with that question, it's not a trick question, but it's one that honestly I may not have the answers to, because when it happens, it takes a part of me away, man. He said me because, as you said, even when I think athletes that I personally didn't just train, that show you love, like, your Stacey Mitchell's over it, they were over at DeSoto, man, Quincy Mills, that was over at Sacramento, other folks that would give you love. Right. Your Courtney Sterling's Coco over at Carter, that was at Carter, your Moses Harris. These folks, I'm talking about, and the list goes on. But I'm saying that would just give you love from seeing you from a distance or listening to other athletes such as yourself, talking to them, and then, I'm going to use Stacey. Hey, Coach, you can help me work in the blocks. Whole nother school, you Allen Rossums, it's Skyline. It just goes on, and then they come back. Man, again, y'all made me, man. Now, what makes me, nothing makes me, this is what I do.
Yeah.
So it's not a make me, it's what I do. Good, bad, or different, or wrong. You're supposed to learn from it. And that's what I tell you. And if it doesn't work, well, we don't do this no more. You know, I say this a lot, and it's because it's factual. The Bible says 7 is complete. 8 means new beginning. Well, you know you got 7 times you can fail to something, then it can turn good. A lot of times we run from out the first time, second, especially third or fourth time. So that means you really wasn't about that. Hang in there.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Jermaine Gaspard,
Special.
you know, he has a book, Warrior Mindset.
Yeah.
And inside of the book, it teaches prosperity only means to push.
To push.
Push through. How could you see prosperity if you stop pushing? So it's ongoing, you know, and that's how you get to the destination by continuously pushing.
What about the people that you got that you may not even? Okay, you may be aware of who you know is watching you, but what about the ones you don't know that's watching you to see if you're gonna quit? That's why you gotta continue to fight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I for me, coach, it's like, you know, every day, the sun rise, you rise. It shine, you shine. It rest, you rest.
I'm glad you used the word shine though. Watch it, I'm going somewhere with this. Mostly everybody want to shine, but don't anybody want to polish. That's what we be doing. We be polishing stuff.
Yeah, sharpening.
Yeah, you understand? I mean, see, like you said, they don't know the conversation we have.
Yeah.
And it goes way beyond just athletics. And then you ask the question, how do I continue to coach too? Another part of it, y'all keep bringing y'all kids back to me.
Yeah.
That's another reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get so many kids, athletes that I've had, now they bring their kids. I'm like, but I'm honored.
Yeah. I mean, my little brother, man, he talk about you and ask about you.
Want to
like
put in Atlanta
right
now?
now.
Yeah.
He back in Minnesota. You know, he actually just tried out for the XFL.
Yeah, because I saw something. He had hit me up not too long ago because he got denied or something. But that was up in, I guess he could have more. This about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he just went up there and did the trials for XFL. It went pretty good though.
Yeah, that's good.
He's just waiting to hear back from him and everything like that. I think they had to wait till one of these other leagues had ended so they can do tryouts on that.
My guy Lance Riddle and I, we both had that sports agency together. We put some things back together. You'll hear about it. No, God's in the same. In 2023, you will hear about it, man. That we're doing that because we want to be a help again, man. And you met him on last Saturday. Bashir Yamini, that actually came from Denver Broncos to the Cowboy, then to the Carolina Panthers, wide receiver. We have came together and collaborated a situation we met with the new superintendent of the ISD 2 weeks ago up at SOC. We are meeting with the Garland ISD here this week. And it's going to be something. We already got the Chicago, because he's from Chicago.
Right.
So we already have Chicago, Illinois Independent School District on board. What we're doing, we got in conjunction with some computer techs we have that and they will be here July the 18th, which is going to be a very special day for myself because it's my B-Day. But they coming in, and what we're doing, we're giving tablets, 10-inch tablets. We started out with 8-inch. I said, man, that's too small. I'll give them 10. 10-inch tablets accompanied with free Wi-Fi to underprivileged kids, man. And it doesn't have a number on it as far as how many. This is going down. Like I said, we met with the DSD new superintendent through Maxie Johnson. They made it happen. Darryl Blair, the Elite News, and we got together and we done that. So now we're reaching out to Garland. What we're going to do is it's a $70 billion project.
Right.
And we want to give tablets free, and that's for the kids. Give, not. It got the big word "free" on it.
Yeah.
We're not charging anything, and that's our way of being hands-on, giving back.
That's one thing about you, like, you know, you're an advocate, you know, for athletes. You're an advocate for students. You know, things that you strongly believe in, you actually push it out there. You know, even like the things at Lincoln High School, and wanting to be able to see the school reach a particular prestige again. You know, and you'll call alumni. I've seen you call alumni and things out. You know, I've seen you behind the scenes actually make moves for people to be able to be in positions. You know, when it could have been you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's real good, you know, to have someone that's out here that we know that actually do it, you know, not for themselves, you know, that actually do it for that cause and for that cause alone. Like a lot of people don't know, like it's hard to even give you something, you know, with you willing to take it. It's been so many things I've seen, you know, you turn down because you said, nah, because I wouldn't be able to help the kids if I did it.
You know, man, it's, again, they, for those that know, see, when you don't know, you don't know. You could assume, make assumptions, but knowing is knowing. And it's like on the field the other day, you know, I told Ronald Johnson was the head football coach, and Coach Redden was the athletic director over and head track coach. I want to get them some stands, bleachers for that new field out there. And the challenge is to at least get 10 sets of stands, because everything is so beautiful out there now.
Right.
And they can at least host the 9 greatest games
At the school.
at the school
Right.
and create their own revenues.
Right.
Residual money's there for the school. You know what I'm saying? And I think them stands, I looked at BSN, I got an inside person there, a buyer that works at BSN out in Carrollton. And I think they're like around $3,400. They're the rollaway stands. And here's my take, here's my deal. You know, I say 10, somebody said, that's a lot of money. It is. But guess what? If I can get at least, okay, like my class is 76.
Right.
So what I would do, which I'm gonna do, the 75 class, the 76 class, the 77 class. But watch this, because 78 love us so much too. In the 78 class, get together and we buy 3 stands. I go with another class of 3s or however you want to do it.
Right.
Y'all buy another. That's 6 stands right there. And look what happened. Now they got those stands.
Right.
Watch it. What if everybody just gave? I don't know the numbers from the 75 class to 76 class to 77 or 78. Look at all those people.
Right.
What if they all gave $100? They might buy 5 stands, but I'm just saying.
Right.
It'll probably be like everybody giving away $25.
Right. Something that we do anyway, but do it for money that we throw away. Actually, give it for a better cause.
And what they would do if your class bought the stands, your name, I mean not your name, but your class names number will go on that stand from the class or whatever, 75, 76, 77, 78. Bought these stands, then the next stand will be bought by whatever. You know, we can do this, man.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Like, that's just one thing that you do. You believe, you know, in really allowing students to be able to have greater experiences, and then actually being one to even take them on that ride or go on a ride with them. We're gonna hold that right quick and go to the last video, man. Then we'll be right back.
Shooters on deck, they better not play with me. Having my way with it, 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 having my way with it. That's how I do. Big old ball, watch how I move. These sticks got piles, kinda hard to man. They better not play with me. Young nigga do damage, and big dog paper. Pockets on sumo, too much one big. So I pulled over 2-0, like mine's a twin. That's a Kodak Express. Little bitch tryna fuck her, told her come get bled. I'm having my way with it. 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 Big old ball. Smell like money. Know the bitch gon' bring. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. Got shooters on deck. Bitch better not play with me. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it.
So what's up, bro? Who is you? What you want?
Dope Poppy, I finally caught up to your fat ass.
What's up? What you here for?
Hey man, check this out. You gotta leak out on the Kosher Nostra. I need 50,000 within a week. I'll be back to holler at you.
I'm having my way with it. 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 Big old bowl. Got a big old bag. Smell like money. Know the bitch gon' bring. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. Got shooters on deck. Bitch better not play with me. I'm having my way with it. 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 I do what I want. Gotta ask the nigga. Driven design. High fashion nigga. Lot of ice in the wine. Make her hard not to play. She gon' eat me alive. Know the bitch got jealous. Lead up with the plug. He gon' give me the edge. Got it off 1 week. Money made in my sleep. Nigga talk about plays. What's in it for me? We gon' sell it for high. We gon' get it for cheap. I'm having my way with it. 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 Big old bowl. Got a big old bag. Smell like money. Know the bitch gon' bring. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. Got shooters on deck. They better not play with me. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it. I'm having my way with it.
All I know is this money. What's up? This short hog 45. Tune in to Trainsition Talk Show every Sunday, 6 p.m. through 7 p.m. live on YouTube as they play my music. Yeah. To get these streets what they been praying for from this HOG. Ain't nothing but the hog in me. This house of games. No, I ain't.
Da, 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 da. When you light up, yeah, lights all over you.
I'm gonna show you why.
No, but I see you now doing what you gonna do. And if y'all gonna come, well, then come on. 'Cause I'm already going.
But see, I'm gonna show you why, and I'm just gonna be, and it's just being honest, right? It had got to a point with myself, I didn't want to be first. even though I always knew I was first. See, I never.
You wasn't caught up.
Right. Like
Look at me.
Yeah, like anything that I done, right? I never followed. You know what I mean? I always was first, right? But it got to a point to where I can honestly say, being first came to a breaking point with me.
Frank, let me say this. Some people we both know.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your era. You go, Train been there. Be careful. Like, what? But you know what I'm saying? So y'all looking at, did y'all really get to know him? I'm not talking about, God, we came up together. I said, did you get to know him? Well, Coach, you good dude, man. I mean, I know you did. I just want you to. I said, when last you had a conversation with him? I seen him up on the cut. I go up on the cut. Yeah, Coach, you always come. That's what I'm saying. So what you saying?
Yeah.
Now there's people. I'm just not a whisper. It's not a whisper. It's a sound. Like, yeah. Like so many folks hit me up, and I guess because you had posted it, Coach, they're gonna be good, man. I'm thinking to myself, you wanna? Well, I ain't calling them that. You wanna one like?
I mean, for me, you know what? It's like.
No, when they show up, you on to something good. What I'm getting at.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But you
you
know,
ain't doing nothing. You been
Yeah.
with that top on the trash.
but
can.
you know, I accept it, and I didn't accept it like I told you because you know it was just like, man, being first came with stuff I didn't want. And what I mean, like I never had a problem being first. I felt like I always was built for everything, you know. But it got to a point to where dealing with hurt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I got tired of dealing with hurt. So I say the way I won't get hurt is never put myself first.
So you would, that was your defense mechanism.
That was my defense mechanism. Like in everything. You know, when I was hustling, I ain't gonna be first.
Yeah.
Even though I'm my own boss, I ain't gonna be first. When it came to women, you know what I
that's
mean?
what you.
I don't want to be first.
I'm not gonna say it's what you learned. No, but that was the elements that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But and it was the fact that, man, I'm one who really, man, I'm self-taught. Like
That's
out the
even
gate. Yeah, like out the gate. So I was self-taught. So a lot of things that what I did or I went through, you know, it was just because of that one reason.
That's
I
when
was
people want to
self-taught.
shoot you down, because see them that had to get it, and no disrespect to them, get it through the book
Yeah,
to get certified.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make them feel qualified.
Yeah.
That didn't make you dignified.
I mean, and because you don't learn, you don't get humility out of that.
You had to read, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But you had to read how to be instead of growing up to be.
yeah. And it was, you know, it was so funny, man, because I used to get a kick out of people thinking that he's mean. I used to get a kick out of people feeling like, you know, he'll hurt you. I used to get a
So you
kick
used
out of it. I used it.
Yeah.
It because everything that was happened past tense. It was nothing that was going on
Keyword
present
was.
tense. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, if that's where they live, then they're allowing me to be able to see it more than they're able to see me. So it allowed me to see better.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And allowed, yeah.
So you use that exposure that they created that worked against them.
Exactly.
It's just now I see you, and you mad because I see you.
Yeah, I see you for what it is.
Because when the person show you who they are, that's who they are.
That's who they are.
But you mad because I see you.
Yeah.
Seeing me, see you.
Yeah. And then what happens is now they finally seeing you for you.
Wow. Couldn't break me. Because you couldn't make me. No, man.
You know, but that comes with good coaching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Persevering, man.
Yeah.
Knowing what you got to come up out of
yeah.
to get to where you're going, man. And the journey is not always pleasant at all. But if you're able to have a journey, man, to get on a journey, to start a journey, to begin a journey, it's gonna come with a whole lot of stuff. Like they use the phrase "stay in your lane." I get it, but what if you stay in your lane too long and watch where I'm going? This exit right here is gonna get you to where you need to be, but you just stay in your lane, following somebody else, and miss what was for you. Take your exit.
Mm-hmm.
Take your exit.
Sometimes, you know,
You can always get back in your lane.
you got to learn, you know what I mean, when to exit left.
Yes. No, I mean, because
Yeah.
if you plan on having anything, you got to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm going to say it again. You got 7 times to fail is something that you say you really, really, truthfully, humbly believe in. Now, through God's grace and mercy, He can allow it to happen beforehand. But I'm just saying, sometimes, I know I wasn't, sometimes you're not prepared for what you're claiming you want. You're not ready to handle. You want it, you say, but you're not prepared.
Yeah, and that's what life, and that's what life take you through. You know, like I knew for me, the thoughts, nor the dreams, nor the vision was never small. I mean, given the place where we come from, you know, when you were raised in the projects, you know, and you see this everyday living, you know, then you're gonna always have a goal or a dream that's higher or greater than where you at, right? So it never was small. But I can never say that I failed some people may look at you as a failure because you
Well,
tried.
that's who label you.
Right. So because you constantly attempt, but inside the attempts, whatever you achieved, you see what I'm saying? Because you continue. Some people get a piece of failure or it didn't go so well, they stop. You know, so for me, it was like, can you continue? You know, no matter what it is that you do, can you continue? In the continuation, I can say, hey, I own this, I own that, I own that. You know what I mean? Now I'm to a place to where all the seeds that were planted begin to now show a greater picture on what it is that you are supposed to be doing with it all now. So you have to, that's the gathering. So you don't get that if you quit.
If you quit, it calls for no effort to quit.
Nah.
To be sorry, it calls for no effort.
Nah.
But people wanna just what you just said, just be judgmental, man. And if they would just humble themselves, man, why do you think when you pray you say, Lord, forgive me for whatever you asking forgiveness for? So that means you done messed up on something if you're asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
But you quick to want to point a finger at whomever and say they did not. Stop it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is like, man, who want to walk through life needing forgiveness?
Let's touch on this smile. No. If you worked on smiling, somebody, well, I ain't got nothing to smile at. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just work on smiling.
You can do it. You can do it just because you want to. You can.
Boy, and you know what usually happens?
Yeah.
Somebody else, what you smiling about?
This is when you really begin to see true struggles.
Yes.
Power struggles.
Yes.
When people have it with themselves. That's a choice for you to have your head down.
And you don't know who God has in place to change your life.
Yeah.
The same way you put energy into, watch this, messing up. Put energy into doing better.
It as simple as some things, like people say, as simple as it sounds. You have to understand that, some things are simple.
Absolutely.
You blink your eyes without even knowing it. It's simple. But when
you have to take a breath at a time to live.
Yeah.
Try getting, if you breathe 2 to 3 breaths at one time, you're going to end up choking.
But I
Do
told
one at a
him
time.
the simplest thing to me to make things simple is be aware of yourself. If you're aware of yourself, if you're aware of yourself, if I take the time to be more aware of me,
know you,
then look at you, then I'm already better.
I say things to my athletes, man, and it goes for anybody. You want to get better, do better. That's it.
That's true. But a lot of time we're in a day in the world like now, Coach. Like I believe we're the time of the world coaches are maybe more influential than you have ministers or anything like that. I mean, like just for instance, look at Deion Sanders right now, Coach. But look at what he's doing within
Been
the
a life changer.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for minorities.
Yes. HBCU schools.
HBC schools, and now giving them the actual looks that they've always deserved. So you look at these things like this, you look on more people in because we're in a trauma state right now. We're in a trauma state of being, a trauma state of living. The world.
Yeah, the world.
So you're seeing more coaches arrive. Not just, for sports, but you're seeing coaches arriving for mental conditions. You're seeing coaches arrive for so many different things now on how to do what they do so you can make your extra dollar. Like coaches now is becoming a big deal, because we're beginning to realize that you don't need belief, you need training.
And we can respectfully agree to disagree on some things, and I'm going to stay on the coaching. Then you got some coaches that are coaching that are using coaching to look at me now type stuff.
True.
Just because you got coach in your shirt, cap, hat, or whatever.
Yep.
It's some bad coaches out there, man. It's some coaches that are using conditions in their position to cause some unwanted situations.
Right.
You know, and to those parents or families that don't know they have some talented kids, and they're misleading them the wrong way. Oh, it's out there. I've had several ask me would I stick my name to a flyer that they're doing. Coach, you gonna make this kind of money. I get the money thing, but what are you really teaching?
Yeah.
What are you gonna show them? Not just you get a number and have all these kids show up and you really can't put your hands on every kid. I know my hands-on guy and a visionary guy. And you got all these kids and you got them on a circuit and the whistle blow every 15 minutes. And you got 300 kids, 400 kids. Are you really touching every kid? Because some kid may have to take 2 or 3 times before he or she gets whatever you're teaching. And this one here might get it right away. Just because that one got it right away don't make him or her the smartest.
Right.
Now, the one that took 3 or 4 times to consume it, you want to call him or her slow or special ed. That's not true.
Right.
Something I have to read 2 or 3 times to really get understanding.
For anyone to be able to contact you, be it whatever it is that you offer, how can they reach you?
Man, you know, call child support. Nah, that's a long time ago. 214-789-0065. You know, I had to joke it. It ain't funny, but it's behind me. 214-789-0065.
And that's for athletes, that's for parents.
Listen, that number good 25 hours a day, and I know it ain't but 24 in a day.
There you go, man. Hey, we thank y'all for coming, for being with us, joining while we had Coach Fly on the show. Stay tuned next week on another Sunday of the Transition Talk Show, and we'll get with you then.
Thank you for having me. God bless.
When you light up, lights all over you.
I know it seemed like I turned my back, but it's far from true. How could I ever turn my back on a chosen few? So what I do, look at me. In a picture was bittersweet. I did it for all y'all, but I never